I'm going to do my wide triangle to bring up my coverage adjustments. Then I'm going to base align, and then I'm going to do it again, base align and show blitz. That brings all the set up, but to me it's a little bit more consistent when it comes to run plays, especially because there's not as much gaps. But it's a really good pressure package. So without a doubt, easiest way to do this play. I'm going to do my wide triangle to bring up my coverage adjustments. Then I'm going to base align, and then I'm going to do it again, base align and show blitz. That brings all the defenders down. I can also show blitz again to back these guys off. Which I think is just fine, because ultimately I find that hard flatting on a blitz like this is going to make the most sense. So this is pretty much going to be the base. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my D-pad to the left and down to pitch that defensive line. Then I'm going to go the opposite direction.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go to the replay. Because like I said, I didn't even do everything I was supposed to be doing. But you can see the alignment. The fact that I'm hard flying, the fact that these safeties are playing a little bit closer to the box than they are, it's going to make it to the point where they get involved in throwing routes and they get it as soon as they can. But ultimately, I did hard flat. So even though these guys are backed off, they will play down.
Greg Zerline now, he'll handle the honors to get us started. And off we go from Seattle. This is DJ Reed returning.
But you can see what's here.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
So basically, it's a 6-on-5, which is pretty obvious. But the purpose of this, if you show me this replay, is ultimately this alignment, this spread, this angle, is why these guys are basically sprinting past anybody. As you can see, they're just going to take an instant track and quarterback. That's something that I feel that my setup gives that maybe the pro setup doesn't necessarily give. So first we'll do it with a play action running back, which will be the PA crossers. It's the exact same setup, although I already kind of messed it up.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson.
That was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
They go back to Carson here on second. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Is going to be quickest from this defensive end.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
And me being on this side basically gives me the opportunity to basically
now it's Carson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and it's defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stop them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set the precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going through this game.
Break it down over the center, and you're going to see both sides are going to come off the edge on both sides. So you see I mean, that's
the 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
I have at least a running back blocking with no
they'll run on 1st down. It's Carson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup right around 5.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 2nd down at 5.
The fact that I'm hard flying, the fact that these safeties are playing a little bit closer.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson.
It's going to make it to
rolling to his left.
They get involved in
and on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move,
actual gear.
Defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off. It made him try and pass the
now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it, and he's going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. A gain of 3, second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 36, Wilson, left side complete to Lockett. And he's got room. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark it down at the 9.
And oftentimes you think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early. A definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
So basically, it's a 6-on-5, which is pretty obvious. But the purpose of this, that we showing this in the replay, is ultimately this alignment, this spread, this angle is why these guys.
So Prescott to the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
That's something that I feel that my set of gives that the Navy boys, the coach said
and able to find a little space and gets us up over the 15 to the 16.
It's the exact
and give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
We got it right there. Like I said, we're just going to basically pinch the defensive line and slant them. Now we're just going to blitz off and guess pass. I didn't really mention there. So it's a really quick set. It's really not that long if you're used to doing it. I've been doing it for over a year. I can do it.
Again, it's to Elliott.
So then I really have to see that.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Is when you're taking this guy here, whoever's over the running back, and bring him in. This is going to be my usual. I bring him into the line because I want this offensive line to shift in my direction.
We're scoreless
so basically,
after 1.
The path to around the running back is going to be quickest from this defensive end.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
The opportunity to basically just drop back right away or cover the running back. If I hard flat or whatever I want to do, whatever I decide to do, this gives me an option to basically be in the center of the field or to be, like I said, take away the running back or whoever. So I'm going to stay over this tackle for just a second and basically come back and see if I just get some free, which is something that I put out in my previous schemes. Now, I can get beat off of both sides. It really just depends on what I decide to do as far as who I decide to do.
And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
You're going to see both sides.
Jordan Brooks able to get him down to a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away.
At least the running back blocker with no play action.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10.
I've been doing this a long time. And for people that are watching, if you've been doing this last year with me, then you definitely have, an advantage. You should be able to get that set up in pretty quick. But like I said, there's a couple of different ways I can do it. Come down around the center.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
But ultimately, that's really
2nd and 7.
Getting the pressure off the offensive side of the running back is you do have to basically come down to this
Wilson.
And like I said, I don't have to engage. But I
he'll find Valor out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
For whatever reason, I hear that it helps to have your arrow pointing
on first down.
On the opposite end of the tight end. I'm going to do it the other way. Let's see what happens.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave him no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Got to make sure we get everybody in the position here.
Escaping the pressure right. He hits his target, Lockett. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
We talk about mobility in quarterbacks all the time. Here's what really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now, one of the things I like about myself...
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
So let's go and let's pick that play one more time.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
You can see how I can basically just run across and take people out. So basically,
we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
We need to give the coach some highlights here. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Because, like I said, that's something that, you know, that's kind of the purpose of doing this video in the first place.
Wilson.
A lot of pros are using this play.
Open miss, Metcalf, he's got it. And he'll have it first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
You only have to do that apparently if they're the tight end.
This is Carson.
But typically,
that's stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
They continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle. I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, a 3-yard touchdown run. As his guys are on the board first here tonight.
Now, when I look at this, I see a little bit of opportunity on gaps. As you see there,
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0.
Maybe there's a step that I didn't necessarily get, but ultimately you can see
the touchdown to Myers to move it away.
I've been running a different way for their time.
This is Tony Pollard.
But I'm just showing you
solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
And, you know, this is something where maybe I just have to put this more on this thing over there. So let's go through it again. Just coming down the gap a little bit more. You can see we've definitely got a free rusher there as he gets it off to the drive.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we just under a minute to go. They might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. On first and 10, Prescott.
That's really part of the issue. You don't necessarily have to stuff them every time you get the ball, but big sacks,
it's second down.
So that's at the end of the day.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to run it in.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
So we're both in the orders already. We have the first quarter with blitz right
from the shotgun, it's Prescott.
There's really only 2 that I use.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. Got his man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Obviously, you want speed everywhere, but you're going to want to make sure that you have your fastest linebackers on 2 edge spots because they're going to get the the pressure, and you're also going to use it more than. So let's go ahead and pick that play. The Sam Lowe Blitz. And before I get to the video, as always, I just want to let you guys know this video is brought to you by my coin sponsors at AOVAH.com. If you guys want to get points for your mud team and you want to support my channel at the same time, check them out. Link in the description below and discount code MONEY to get 3% off. So as far as the setup for this play goes, it really doesn't take a lot. All I'm going to do is hit the D-pad to the left and then down, which is going to pinch my defense.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
All my linebackers
looking to throw, Prescott.
And the last step would be to spread the
He finds his target, it's Schultz. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
It's going to help his run defense.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
This is going to shift the defensive line the way that outside linebacker on the other side gets off free.
Down at the 12,
so
it's
I'm going to
first and 10.
Drop back right into these receivers, try to take away any drags, any short routes, because typically that's what we're going to have to do because of the pressure.
That's going to be intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you're really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
One player,
now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
We don't have a formation
as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And once again, the running back.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
So once again, they'll do the exact same
first
setup.
down,
We want this
Wilson.
guy going opposite the running back.
Flushed out
So we're going to
right.
bring this guy in, and we're going to basically use him. Second play starts.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second
very
down.
tight coverage.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Make sure that the guy coming off.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
I'm going to probably have to choose a gun formation here in a minute.
From midfield now, here's Wilson.
It's going to be
incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just talking about the defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So, Randall, like I said, the empty is the only issue.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
So, bring this guy
Final play of the half. Prescott. That is caught by Reed. He is out of bounds inside the 35. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Both these teams go through their final adjustments before heading back out of the locker room. Time for us to go back out to Lumen Field, where we rejoin Brandon Guy.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Now Pollard.
But it's so fast. Everybody's about 5 yards down.
And makes it across the 20 as these guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
This is the only formation where you don't want to run this, but you can still run and have success.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. Oh, by the way, they already feel like dropping some points, too.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Off the strong side. Although realistically, once again, I want to go short side here. So it might make more sense to do this because I don't necessarily want, if I leave him out here, he might get bumped off by the tight end. I want an instant sprint straight to the quarterback. So if he gets past the kickback, I want to always put close to the defensive end again. He said, push this left tackle. Oh, we got a sprint. That's a good call for that. You can see he's doing good and coverage stops.
It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive in the second half. Still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Like I said, this is the type of crazy pressure you're going to get. The running back, like I said, he was on the block, but he stayed in the middle and took up the linebacker, and then for whatever reason, they had two guys.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on
what
that
you
last
getting?
series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still
They
stay
open?
aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
Say maybe makes that offense feel good. When you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Who is that?
Yeah, now loosen up things a little bit, maybe play.
Wilson here gets loose. It's out.
Huh? No, that's why I asked you who is that. Oh, okay, used to be Anton.
All the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Open man is Eskridge. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Now a pass hauled in downfield. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now Wilson, option right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now. Here's Carson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now to this point. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. Out to his left. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play.
End zone caught. Touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott steps away to his left. He goes to Lamb again. This time he's got it. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Prescott now from the 50. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Zerline good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's Reed returning. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Well, they'll run the jet sweep with Atwell. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Ballore taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 21-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going?
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28.
Back to the run first. So as you can see, the second the play starts, they just walk right down, look for contact, look to assess, their run fits, which is something that won't happen if you guys pass. So that's why, knowing what your opponent is doing or guessing what your opponent is doing is so important, because if you see information like this, obviously they're going to be, shooting to that running back. So you obviously just want to do cover two. And see, it'll look the exact same. Just set your hard flat, and you'll basically take that away. Obviously, I'm getting stuck up on the line a little bit, but you can see, pretty much everything was covered there. But now I'm going to show you guys the defense today. Today I'm going to show you guys some new blitzes, some new defensive plays out of the big nickel over G. This is one of my favorite formations going back a couple of years. Since they implemented big nickel over G, it's been one of the best formations in the game. One of the best things about it is you can use pretty much safeties across the board. I can replace all these linebackers with safeties. So if you play MUT and you got a lot of safeties, you can run all these linebacker spots as safeties. You can run all these safety spots as cornerbacks if you want to. You can run linebackers as your defensive ends. It's really flexible when it comes to getting, whatever your fastest package is, whatever your best pass covering package is, you can get it on the field with this particular defense. So that's one of my favorite things about it. I already put out a couple of blitzes and a couple of plays out of this particular defense, so I will have links in the description below if you guys can check that out. One of them was the cover 3 sky. Now, this is still one of my favorite defenses, especially when it comes to a base defense, but the defenses I'm going to show you today are very similar, except they remove a couple of the steps when it comes to the setup, which makes it a lot better, a lot quicker, and in my opinion, one of the better ways to run this particular formation. Now, as far as the plays go, I'm going to put all 3 of them on audibles. There's really 3 different plays that you can run this particular scheme that I'm going to show you guys out of, and it really depends on what your favorite defense is. You have 3 options here. They're all the weak safety blitz, whether it's the 1, 2, or 3.